All right, here with Andrew Vlahov, former Perth Wildcats player, now in the front office. Tonight we're celebrating Brett Maher's achievement of 500 games for the 36ers. Have you got any stories or memories of Marsy as an opposition or as a fellow player on the Boomers that you might share with us?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, congratulations, Brett. Hell of an achievement, you old bastard. Wish I was still playing too. But I think one of the things that always stuck in my mind about Brett is he won't slap anyone's hand before the game with his right hand, his shooting hand. He's superstitious about it. So I remember one time at the Sixers here, we were warming up and we were coming up and he shakes hands with his left hand. I grabbed his right hand and I rubbed it like this and he got all a bit funny about it, got a bit pissed off with it. I think dropped 38 on us, but so it didn't really work. But well, maybe great achievement for the guy.
Absolutely. Wanted to ask you about the movement from Fisher to Connor Henry.
Yep.
What happens when you got to sit down with a coach who's got you one game away from making a grand final and say, actually we're going to make a move with someone else next year?
Well, that's not what happened. Scott resigned on the Tuesday, about 4 or 5 days before we were basically going to renew his contract. And for whatever reason he chose, decided to go in a different direction, move to the US or back to the US. Connor, the benefit of having Connor has been a lot of the guys knew him, respected him. You know, the transition from last year hasn't been a huge one, so we've had good continuity. And one of the things you'll see about Connor is he's animated, extremely passionate. We have debated about getting him a seatbelt for the chair because he's up and off all the time, but he's been great.
Awesome. And Luke Kendall, new in the team?
Yeah,
great pickup.
I spent the first month of the season overseas, and I returned to see us lose 2 games, and I inquired where did Kendall end up signing, and someone told me he hadn't signed anywhere. So I rang his agent straight away, and within 24 hours we'd done the deal and brought him to the club. Mainly because of our injury problems. We've had Brad Romans and Adam Capehorn, both our backup point guards, injured, so we were very, very light in the back court and unbalanced. So Kendall was a perfect fit, quality player, couldn't be happier.
What happens when Capehorn, Robbins and Paul Rogers are good to go again? What happens with the points cap? And
yeah, no, with the points cap's fine, but obviously someone's going to have to miss out, and it's a luxury that it's great to have at this point in time, but you know, we've been decimated with injuries this year, so we've had to cope as best we can. We don't have a flash win-loss record. We're, you know, at 500 at the moment, but you know, at the end of the day, we've got 10 spots to fill. The best 10 will fill those spots.
And I've spoken to Adam Ballinger and Dusty Reichert, and they want to know how the hell you got Sean Redhage into an Aussie uniform so quickly.
Just good luck, I suppose.
Not what you know, who you know, is that what you're suggesting?
There could be something in that, I don't know, but I was very, very happy to read that the Australian government actually paid attention to the needs of basketball and delivered for us.
Well, fantastic. Alright, good luck, Andrew. Sorry, one more question. Next year, what do you see going forward? Is there anything you can tell us about where the league's going to be positioned?
I cannot comment on that.
No? Thanks for your time. We'll leave it there then. Luke, wanted to ask you what it's like as someone on the fringe of the Australian team not to have a job in the NBL for a few weeks. What's the thought process? What's going through your mind?
Yeah, it was more than a few weeks, it was actually a few months. It was definitely a frustrating time because I signed a 3-year deal with the Kings before they went down, so when they went down it was definitely limited my options in the NBL as far as where I could play.
Yep.
So yeah, it was pretty frustrating.
And how are you finding Perth?
Yeah, it's enjoyable, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a close, tight-knit team, and it's a really good country, and I'm living with some good teammates, as in Jeff Dedell, and so yeah, they're looking after me pretty well.
Why is Jeff punching the air over there? Is there some sort of agreement you've got to give him money every time he mentions his name or something?
Just give my roommates some props, they've been looking after me, so...
Right, looking after you in inverted commas, is that what you mean? Yeah, okay, I understand. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sean,
are you ready?
Well, no, I'm not actually ready, but you know, we're here and we're giving it a shot, Sean. So, wanted to ask you about going from the ABA. You go from Tasmania You go to the Breakers, didn't quite work out there. You end up over at the Wildcats, and then all of a sudden you're in the Australian team playing at the Olympics. How's the last few years of basketball been for you? You've sort of ridden the whole roller coaster of.
Yeah, I've gotten all the emotions in there. You know, if someone would have written the script, you know, 3-4 years ago, what all would have happened? You know, it would have been definitely wouldn't have believed it. It's something that I can't describe. You know how proud I was to actually, you know, step out on the floor at the Olympics, represent Australia, and it's just a culmination, I guess, of a lot of years. You know, just trying to keep playing and you know, keep the dream alive, and you know, it ended up working out.
And when you played the USA and they hear the familiar accent coming from the opposition team, was there any ribbing or any what the hell are you doing sort of comments, or is it just all strictly business on the court?
Oh, well, you know, I think they thought I was Australian anyways.
Oh, really?
You know, I don't know if wasn't trash talking Kobe Bryant too much.
Okay.
But, it was, you know, it was fun to step out on the floor against those great players and to be able to compete at that level. So, you know, it was a dream come true.
And settling into a team with Worthington, you come off a heated series against Sydney where there was a few elbows flying around, and then all of a sudden you're in the same locker room trying to be one cohesive unit. Was that an issue, or?
Oh no, I mean it was. And when you're out on the court, you know, I got a lot of respect for Mark as a basketball player, and you know, you're competing. You know, you love to play against guys that are going to compete and play hard like that, and he's one of the, you know, toughest competitors in the league. So it was, you know, it was fun playing with him. You know, it's glad to have him on my team. You know, the Australian team, and you know.
Is that because you know you're not going to get an elbow, or?
Yeah. No, it was, you know, it was great, and we didn't have any problems. So I mean, well, I get that question a lot, but you know, I had no issues with Mark whatsoever.
And last question for you. I just asked Andrew Vlahov, Dusty Reichart and Adam Ballinger want to know how the hell you became an Aussie citizen so quickly. Is there any tips you could give them into loopholes or, you know, fast tracking that citizenship process?
Just start it as soon as you can. That's, you know, it took a while for it to all come through, and you know, I just luckily started the process pretty early once I got to the Wildcats, and thankfully it all worked out.
Cheers. Good luck tonight, Sean.
Thanks.